Hi makers, this is Sierra with Sierra's Crafty Creations, and today's tutorial we're going to be crocheting these super fun, quick and easy Valentine's Day heart earrings. So I have a version where we can do 2 hearts to make them a nice really long dangly earring, or we can just do 1. You can really make these earrings your own. I'm going to show you how to make the heart portion and how to add the jewelry part to create the earrings from start to finish. So let's go ahead and jump into the materials that you're going to need to make your very own pair of crochet heart earrings. For the jewelry part, you're going to need some earring hooks. They are going to look something similar to this. You can find these in your craft jewelry making section, or if you're buying offline, you can find these on Amazon for fairly cheap. I got these from Hobby Lobby for $4.99. You're also going to need the matching color of jump rings. These are just little metal rings. I'm doing gold. They also have silver. These are 6mm in thickness, but you can choose whichever ones fit your style or your preference, but these are called jump rings. Another really good tool to have are these little jewelry pliers. Again, you can find these at any craft store or on Amazon. They are called jewelry pliers, so that you can search that. I will have all of these linked down below for you if this is your first time making earrings. These are a must-have. Now for yarn, I am using a size 8 cotton crochet thread. Let me pull out the little, this is from Hobby Lobby. It says number 8 crochet cotton. You can also use this fashion size 3 cotton thread. It's equal to a super fine size 1 yarn. So if you want to use just a regular yarn and it's a size 1, you can do that. I would just suggest doing it in cotton because acrylic yarn can be fuzzy and such, especially for earrings that are going against people's skin and hair and things like that. So I do suggest a cotton. I'm going to be using pink and white today. As for our crochet hook, I'm using a size 3.25mm. That is the letter D crochet hook. You also need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle just to weave in your ends. All right, that's all the materials. Let's go ahead and jump into the pattern. I'm going to be making mine pink, my heart pink, and then I'm going to use white for my edging. So it's going to look like this little one here. So to do that, we're going to start with our pink yarn. So you're going to want to grab your yarn that you want to use for your heart color and your crochet hook. To start, we're going to create a magic circle. And to do that, I like to grab my yarn, wrap it around my first 2 fingers like so, pinch it with my thumb, and then take my crochet hook and go in the center here and grab my working yarn and pull it through the center. And that is going to create my magic circle. You can do whatever method you prefer or that you know. And to start, we are going to chain 3. So to chain, you're going to grab your yarn, wrap it around your hook, pull through the loop on your hook, and that creates a chain. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Yarn over your hook, pull through the loop on your hook, that's chain 2 and chain 3. You can take this little tail and adjust your circle size. I like to do it a little smaller, and I like to use my fingers to hold on to that circle as I'm working. So the first stitch that we're going to do is a treble crochet, and to create that, you're going to yarn over your hook 2 times. Then you're going to insert that hook into your magic circle, grab your yarn, pull through, and you'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. You'll have 2 loops left, and you're going to yarn over and pull through those last 2. And that is going to be a treble crochet. And you're going to do 2 more of those for a total of 3. So you're going to yarn over 2 times around your hook, insert into the magic circle, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. All right, and our final one, yarn over twice, insert, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So we're going to have 3 treble crochets, and now we're going to create double crochets. And to do a double crochet, you're just going to yarn over your hook 1 time, insert into that magic circle, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. All right, so that's a double crochet, and we're going to create 2 more of those. So yarn over, insert, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And one more, double crochet. All right, and that is going to be 1/2 of our heart. And to create our center point, we're going to chain 1. So yarn over your hook, pull through the loop on your hook. That's our chain 1. We're going to create a treble crochet to be our center point. So again, yarn over 2 times on your hook, insert into your magic circle, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. All right, and then we're going to again chain 1, grab your yarn, pull through the loop on your hook, chain 1, and now we're going to create the rest of our heart on this side. So we're going to start with 3 double crochets. So yarn over once, insert into that magic circle, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our double crochet. We're going to create 2 more. So we create a double crochet and our third. All right, and I'm going to tighten up my circle a little bit. Now we're going to do 3 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. 2 more. So we're going to do treble crochet and treble crochet in the center there. All right, and now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to insert into the center, grab our yarn, pull through, and we're going to leave these 2 loops on our hook because we're going to grab our edging color. If you're doing all one color, you can just keep going, but if you're going to do that second color, leave those 2 loops on your hook, leave a little bit of a tail, and grab your scissors and cut it off, and grab your second color. I'm doing white. And now we're going to add our new color, and how I like to do this is just create a loop, put that on my hook, and pull that through both of those loops. All right, and you can see it's kind of loose right here, and what I like to do is I like to leave my crochet hook in, lay it down, and then I'm going to grab these 2 tails in the back and tie them. You want to do it kind of slowly to 1, close up the center hole, and to tighten up the slack in that stitch. So you have to pull it tightly, but also slowly, and I like to give it a little double knot to really secure it. All right, and we'll leave those to weave in later. All right, now we have our white attached, or our second color. I'm going to leave my tail in the back there and pull that taut. And now we're going to create our edging, which is going to consist of chains and slip stitches. So in this very first chain, I know it might be hard to see on camera, I apologize. So the very first chain that we created at the beginning, remember we did a chain 3, we're going to find that very first chain. It's going to be very close to where we slip stitched here. Going to insert our hook into that first chain, grab our yarn, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. That's going to be a slip stitch. All right, and then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to find that second chain from our beginning chain 3, insert our hook there, and we're going to create a slip stitch. So you pull it through there and pull it through the loop on your hook. Chain 2, go into that chain 3 from the very beginning, the third chain right there, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. That's your slip stitch. All right, now it's going to be a little easier now that we have actual stitches to work in. So chain 2, go into that very first stitch. That would be our first treble crochet stitch. Grab your yarn, pull through the stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook to create your slip stitch. Chain 2, slip stitch in the next stitch, which would be our second treble crochet. Chain 2, insert into the third treble crochet, create a slip stitch. Chain 2, go into your first double crochet stitch, create a slip stitch. Chain 2, go into your second double crochet, slip stitch, chain 2, your last double crochet on this side, slip stitch, chain 2, and we're actually going to skip our chain 1 space, so we're not going to work inside of that. If we do, it kind of puffs this out. and we want it to be kind of smushed together a little bit. So we're actually going to work into the treble crochet in the center. So insert your hook into that stitch, create a slip stitch, chain 2, skipping this chain 1 space and going into your first double crochet stitch, slip stitch, chain 2, working into your second double crochet, slip stitch, chain 2, third double crochet stitch, slip stitch, chain 2. Now we're going to be working in our treble crochets, slip stitch, chain 2, in the next stitch, slip stitch, chain 2, last stitch, insert slip stitch, chain 2, and now we're going to be working on our last chain 2 that we did to end our heart. So in that very first chain, insert your hook, create your slip stitch, chain 2, and then insert into your very last chain there. It's very close to the center, so you might have to wiggle your way in there. Create a slip stitch, and we're going to take our yarn, give us a little slack, cut off, and then you're just going to take this and pull so your tail comes all the way. I like to pull it to the front and then pull downward to tighten it. And then I will take my crochet hook, and I'm actually going to find near the center to pop it out, and then I'm going to take this tail and pull it through to the back. And now we have 4 little tails, so you're going to want to grab your yarn needle and weave in those tails into your work to hide them. All right, and once all your tails are weaved in, this is what we're left with, this cute little heart. I think it looks like a little pie with the edging, which I absolutely love. It gives a little character. So now we are going to want to add our jump rings, and then our final part would be our earring hooks. So this is totally up to you how many rings that you want to use. For mine, I used 5 to make it like a little dangly situation going on. I would definitely suggest using a minimum of 2 because the first one really gets lost in our yarn. So that means your hook would be very like kind of buried into your work a little bit. So I would definitely suggest a minimum of 2 jump rings if you are using the 6mm ones. If you're using bigger ones, you could probably get away with just 1. But if you want like a little dangly moment, you can definitely use as many as you want to make them the length that you want. All right, I'm going to show you how to put on the jump rings. They're very easy, so don't be scared away. You want to get your little jewelry pliers, or if you have just regular pliers lying around, those will work too. We just want something that can get a hold on these little rings because they're so small and dainty. You can definitely try to do it with just your fingers, but it might be a little harder. What I like to do, there is a tiny little, and you probably won't be able to see it on screen because it's just so small. There is a cut in the ring, and what I like to do is find the cut, hold one side with my pliers, and then use my fingers on the other, and you just want to kind of bend it so that you can see that opening happen there. And I like to do it pretty big on the first one, so I open it pretty wide, keep it in my pliers, and then I'm going to find the center of my heart. So I'm going to spread that apart a little bit, find the center there, and just put my jump ring right through it. All right, and you're going to leave that open because we need to connect at least 1 more. So I'm going to take another jump ring, get my pliers, find my center, and then just slightly apply some pressure, going like this way, twisting opposite directions, one with your hand, one with the pliers, to open it up. And then you're just going to link it into that very first jump ring. So I'm just going to lay it there, and then I'm going to grab my first jump ring with my pliers, and you want to close them up. So I'm going to take it and bend it together to close it up like that. And now I'm going to take my second jump ring and do the same thing. So you're going to take it and bend them towards each other to close up the opening. And now we have attached our jump rings. And like I said, you can put as many as you would like on there. All right, and once you've attached all the jump rings that you want, you're gonna take your hook. Mine might not look exactly like yours, but you're gonna take that, put it through your last jump ring. And for this one, I just take this and bend it forward to close up the space so that the jump ring cannot fall off, just like that. And your earring is finished. So that's all you have to do to add the earring hardware. So it's just some jump rings and your little hook. My biggest tip would be to make sure that the right side of your heart is facing you. And when you put your hook, you want to make sure that it's facing the opposite way, because that's how it's going to go in someone's ear. That way, when they're wearing it, the right side of the work is going to be facing. I mean, it will twist and turn for the most part, you know, but that is the orientation that it should be. But that is it, friends. That is how you create these really cute heart earrings. They take no time at all to create, and they're super duper cute. I'm definitely partial to the two dangly because I'm a big earring girly. So I absolutely love how this little set turned out. You can totally experiment with different color combos, doing solid colors, doing contrast colors. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. I hope you guys love today's tutorial and that you end up making so many heart earrings for Valentine's Day. If you did like the tutorial, be sure to give me a thumbs up and like the video and subscribe to my channel for future crochet and knit tutorials. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.